The bad thing about having this toolbox is you can't see the ball in the bed, like visually, like line of sight or the camera. The camera gets blocked by just the edge here, so you can't, camera's up there, so you can't get a direct line of sight, so that's kind of annoying. You splashing in the water, buddy? Get it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Dig it, yeah. You're just emptying the pool, I think. Why are you emptying it? Huh? It's not going to be any fun if you empty it. All right, I just bought this mower at an auction, so I've got to figure out. I believe they said it runs and moves and works, but it did not start for the demo, so I'm thinking it might have a dead battery. And if I can't get it running or moving, I brought the Gator to hopefully winch it up on the trailer with that, because that's the only winch I have is on the Gator. So yeah, runs, moves, works. So it's a Grasshopper, what is it, a 428D. It's got a 28 horsepower Kubota diesel, and it's a 72-inch cut. So I should be able to mow some grass with this thing. Let's try to start it. Let's see what happens. Let's go here. Oh yeah, the battery's dead, it looks like. All right, let me see if I can get the jumper cables and get this thing going. Aha! There we go. Aha! Oh, almost. We're almost there. Just gonna let it sit a few minutes. And it looks like it's got 1,897 hours. So, I mean, for this diesel, that's barely broken in, you know? Just to make sure. Oh yeah, she's got oil in there. Needs to be changed, but it's in there. All right, I'll give this thing a minute or two, and then this thing should start. I only brought the Gator with the winch as a backup. Come on. I did something wrong and I shut it off. Where's the guy with the jump box? Whoa, this is power. To raise this up and down? That's kind of cool. All right, let me get my jumper cables back out, I guess, until that guy comes back around.
cables a bit.
Yeah, no worries. If you see the other guy, his jump box worked. If you happen to see him, I don't know where he went. But... All right, well, I'm just waiting on the battery to charge. The first guy that showed up, his jump box worked and it jumped it, and then the second guy, his didn't work. So I'm gonna try to charge it here with this truck, and then if that doesn't work, I'll just winch it up on the trailer. All right, I've been sitting here like 20 minutes. It ain't gonna work. I'm just gonna tow it up with the Gator. I can't sit here all day. And this thing's a lot heavier than it looks. I don't think it's completely freewheeling either. I think it's somehow still in gear. Hopefully that's okay. Alright, it's up there. I just gotta strap it up and I'll be out of here. Now that I'm soaked and wet. These straps are about 20 feet too long. All right, we are loaded up and ready to go. See if we can get this thing to charge overnight so I can drive it off there tomorrow. All right, this thing's been charging all night and then like all day because I haven't had time to come out here and mess with it. So I'm gonna throw this thing on the charge, or start rather, and see what happens. All right, I've got, so this thing's on, there's two modes. There's charge and there's start. Start is 50 amps engine cranking power. It's on start. And over here, I've got plenty of voltage. 17 volts there. All right, I'm getting 11.12 and it's been charging all night. So this battery's probably just not, it just doesn't have enough capacity. It's probably so dead that even the charger's not working. This battery is hot though. Wow, it's very hot. Yeah, this thing's probably fried. I'm gonna have to get a new one. Hopefully this thing starts. Tired of dragging it around. All right. I didn't do anything. What happened? Well, that's not good. This parking brake doesn't seem to be hooked to anything. There's like a safety thing, maybe like a seat thing or something. Oh, see, these gotta go out. Alright, so I've got to get this thing working properly. I just ran it for a minute or two. I noticed the temperature light is on and the battery light was on, even though the battery's new. So I don't know what that could be, so I got to look into that. But it does seem to move drive. The PTO came on. Everything seemed to be okay. All right, let's start taking this thing apart, and I'm gonna get into the engine. I want to check the coolant level since we've got a light here, although it's hard to believe it would overheat that fast. All right, so I paid $3,500 for this thing. I didn't look at it beforehand. Hopefully I can get it running and get the grass mowed a lot faster. I guess we just need to start tearing into it and see what's going on. A different size on there? Yeah, they are. The bolts on this side are a different size. The heads are a different size. That's weird. Yeah, they're one size smaller. 3/8 on this side. All right, I think this is what was rattling when I first started it. So we gotta fix this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was not the hardware that was supposed to be in there. I just wanted to make sure it was up on there. Get it up a little higher. Oh, that's nice. All right, well, I created more work for myself. All right, well, that goes there. I just have to get another U-bolt. All right, so I'm just looking around here and see a few issues. So this wire was shoved up in here and it was basically getting chewed up by this flywheel here. So that should not be that right there. You can see it. Good thing that was on it, but I think it got the purple one. Yeah, right there. I see some copper exposed. So there's that. So that's got to be rerouted. The other issue is I look down here and I see this little drip right here. And then I looked up here and this is all, I believe this is hydraulic oil. So it is leaking somewhere over on this right hand side. And I know there's that white thing up in there. That is the, looks like a hydraulic oil filter. And there's also some fittings up in there. So I'm gonna get all this cleaned out, get all this nastiness out of here, all of that out of there. And then we'll see if we can figure out what's going on, where it's leaking and all that. But the engine, I mean, looks fine as far as I can tell. It looks like it's all gonna be hydraulic related. Well, there's coolant in there right up to the top. The reservoir is a little empty. The overheating light comes on, but the temperature gauge reads just fine. So, and it's working because when I turn it, it pops up just a tad. So why is this light coming on when this thing seems to think it's okay? And then also the battery light keeps, this light here, the oil light goes off after it starts. Battery light stays on. And look, I don't think it's charging. That's less than 12 volts. Yeah, I know everything's upside down. But I don't think it's charging. That's less than 12 volts, and this is staying on even though the temperature gauge is saying everything's fine. All right, back out here today. Watch out, Shep. Come on, guys. Watch out. I'm doing something here. Come on, get out of here. Go on. Gino, move. Move, Gino. Move. Get out of the way. Move. No, we're not playing. Move. All right. So anyways, came back out here today. I don't see any drips or any leaks. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you. All right, go on. I don't see any drips or any leaks out here today. After I cleaned all that out, everything looks good. I got a hold of the owner's manual and the parts list. So evidently how this is set up is these There's one on each side. That's a hydraulic pump with the fan to cool it. One pump there, and then the same thing on the other side right there. And then those pumps feed the motors on the that drive the wheels. So I was looking down here at this one, and it looks like right there there's some sort of like seal or something, and you can tell it's like real greasy back there. So some sort of seal or something has blown, and if you look over on the other side, you can see it's not like that. I figured out you can pull this piece right here. Well, you can pull this piece right here, and this is where the, well, it's where the fuel tank is for one, but it's also where the hydraulic oil tank is. And I looked, there's nothing on the dipstick really, but there is some, it's not completely empty. Like I can see it's sloshing around in there. So that makes me think it's been leaking still, but I just haven't found the leak yet. So it didn't leak overnight, it didn't leak this morning when I ran it. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Right now I need to figure out what's going on with this wheel bearing or whatever it is down here. Oh, wow, look at this tire. That got messed up somehow. It's cracked up here too. Alright, I do not have a socket large enough to take that nut off there. The largest I have is 1.25 inches, and it looks like this one is 1.5 inches. So I've got to get a socket, 1.5 inch socket, before I can get that off. But you can see back here, there's that seal, it looks like, and something coming out of here that's not supposed to be. So I definitely got to get in there and get that out, but unfortunately I don't have a socket large enough, but I will soon. Alright, well, the temperature light seems to have fixed itself. I was going to look because in the owner's manual it says this light is tied to this gauge. And when this gauge goes to the red, it's supposed to trigger this light. So I'm thinking there may be a loose connection back there, but I'll leave that for now. I've got to figure out why this battery light stays on though. I think it might have something to do with the alternator. All right, this alternator, it's just got 3 wires. All right, so when it's running, the white one's getting voltage 12 volts, and this power here has just like a 0.5 volt, nothing. So something's not right. All right, I'm just gonna clean up some of these wires, make sure there's nothing broken or shorted out. And the wiring job is not the best anyways. Like these have been like spliced and added onto a bunch of times. These are the wires going to the clutch back here. I found out that's what that is. I believe the white is the signal wire to the alternator. That is getting power. So according to the wiring diagram, White is the signal wire, which it's getting 12 volts when the engine's running, so that should be fine. The green wire is ground. I just tested that. So ground, signal wire, and then this is the wire that's supposed to have, you know, 14 volts or so when the engine's running, and I'm getting nothing out of this. So I'm thinking that probably means this alternator is bad. All right, I now have 1.5 inch socket. Straight from Amazon. Oh, that worked. This thing's got to pop off here. I don't see anything that would be keeping it. I thought I could get that off, but it's not coming, so I went to good old Harbor Freight and bought another tool. So we'll see if I can get this to pull this thing off of here. What am I maxing it out? Is that what it is? I mean, it's tight. That thing flew all the way over there. Wow, it was on there, huh? 5 tons didn't do it. I needed the heat as well. All right, this is some sort of key that keeps it from spinning all the way around. Little half moon thing. All right, I still can't touch it because it's hot, but this is that seal that was all screwed up. This one here. There it is. All right, so there's the, what is that, grass in there? All right, that's what it looks like inside. So there's the bearings right there. And this is that piece that was on the outside. This is that seal that I guess is bad. It was leaking or whatever. Evidently there's a bunch of pieces, like slices of this motor here that go together, and they all have seals in between them, and this thing is just covered in oil all over the place. So I don't know really where it's leaking. It could be leaking from everywhere. I mean, there's like, from what I could tell, there's like a dozen seals that go in the thing, maybe more. So what I think I'm gonna do, it looks like it's 2 hydraulic lines and maybe 4 bolts. I'm gonna take the whole thing out, and I think I'm just gonna take it down to the hydraulic shop and have them rebuild it for me. And I may do the other one too, because I mean, this one, look at this motor. This one's not nearly as bad at all, really. I mean, you can even see the slices on that one. But I feel like if one is going, I should probably do both. A little bit. These are the flare kind. Let me see if I've got caps for those. Ah, yes, these are here. They're called JIC. See how it's flared? All right. Just gotta make sure I get them back because the hydraulic shop will lose them. It looks like you should just pop right out of there. There it is. There it is. Whoa, a lot of dirt. Evidently there's all these little rings. So when you take it apart, it's like 1 piece, 2 piece, like slices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, there's like a dozen slices of this thing. And they all have seals in between. So, yeah, so what I'm gonna do is just take this, drop it off at the hydraulic shop, have them rebuild it, and just pop it right back on. It's super easy to get on there. So, all right, let's go take the other side off. Is this thing gonna pull off, or are we gonna have to mess with it? Alright. That's all that thing has. All right. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Here's that one. That one's a lot more dry, but I think it'll be worth it to have them both redone at the same time. This got a tube in it. new tire. I think these are these are 8-ply. So the other ones were, where were the other ones? The other ones were 4-ply. So the old ones are 4-ply, these are 8-ply. So man, hopefully I can get these mounted on the rims because they're a lot more sturdy. Being as, since they're 8-ply, that'd be better for puncture resistance if I got the 8-ply, so that's what I did. Use some of this Murphy's saddle soap. Try to lube this up a little bit to make it a little easier. Alright, it went on that way, okay. That gives me some hope. Oh, so far so good. All right. All right, that's 9 PSI. So this one should be good to go. So all the fasteners on the mower are, you know, fractional, and then everything on the engine is metric. So that's fun. Alright, that's pretty easy to get out. Alright, this is the old one. I bought a new one. I was gonna have this one rebuilt, but it's like $100 to rebuild it, or like $150 and some shipping for the new one. So I just got a new one. The only thing is, the numbers on here, 1 digit off. So other than that, it looks the same. So let's see if it works. Belt feels reasonably tight. All right, let's let these guys back on. All right. Alternator's fixed, it's now charging. Use the fuel filter. This is the filter Napa gave me. It's the same size, it's just not quite as tall. There we go. look how rusty that is. I believe that means there's water in the fuel somewhere. Let's see if this goes on here. All right, it does. Sweet. $18.98. All right. It's on there pretty tight. Get it? I don't know if I got it or the thing slipped. I got it. Okay, sweet. That thing was on there pretty tight. All right. There's the oil. All right, I'm gonna pull the oil fill, see if it comes out faster. There it is. All right. Oh, that's what you gotta do. There we go. There's the oil. Doesn't look bad at all. No metal shavings, no milkiness, no nothing, just oil. So that's good. So far this thing's been super easy to work on. Like everything is very easy to get to. So that's good. Oh look, that's not even just hand tight. I'd say finger tight actually. Okay. Alright, let's read about 5 quarts. I don't know how much this thing takes. The owner's manual I have, it just says see engine owner's manual, so it's not real helpful. It's got about 5 in there. I mean, that's like over the fill mark, so. Let's, I'll start it and then let it run. And if I need to add more, I'll go from there. I don't want to put too much in. I probably should have filled that fuel filter up. I wonder if it's got, oh, right here. I believe this is a pump that lets you prime it. All right, check this out. This this hydraulic pump here is still leaking. Look, you can see that? That's fresh oil right there. Hydraulic oil running down my finger now. And here, right here. So this thing's leaking. And up there, I can't tell where it's coming from really, but See, there's a little bit up here too. I've tightened all these hoses. I've tightened all the fittings, and it is still dripping out of there. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a deal where I just need to take this off and get it rebuilt as well. And if I do this one, I'll just do that one over there. You know, the one on this side, it didn't look, from the top, it looks kind of dry, but if you look under here, I wiped away so I could see the serial number and stuff, but I mean, it's pretty bad. All right, yeah, let's just take these things out and get them rebuilt. I'm not trying to have problems with this thing down the road. I gotta be able to mow the grass with it, so I think that's probably gonna be the best bet here. Push this down with this. Yep, there we go. All right, well, that's easy. Now the belt's loose. All right, so take this off of here. There it is. Oops. There's 4 lines that go into each one of these. 2 on the top, 1 on the side, and 1 on the bottom. There's that one. There's that one. Right at the bottom. There we go. There's the pump. All right, well, I tried to take these to the hydraulic shop, but they said they don't work on these because they are, he said they're hydro motors or something. Hydro, I think, is the brand. Yeah, hydro gear. But he said, like, if they work on these, they'd get in trouble or something. It sounded weird to me. So I went to the mower shop and got a seal kit right here. Actually got 2 of them. And I'm just gonna do it myself. I've already done one, and it's weird. I got all these extra, they give you all this extra stuff that, like, it's not inside that pump. So I don't know what that's all about, but I've already done that one down there. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one, and I'll show you how I did it. All right, this is just the stuff that keeps the fan on there. This thing, on the other one, I had to heat it to get it off. Yep, that's all it takes. And it just sits down on there, but it's tapered, so it gets stuck. Ew, what is that? It's like milky stuff on that one. I don't remember seeing that when I took the bolts out the other one. That one don't have it. Alright, this thing comes off. There's a spring underneath of it right here. And this is the O-ring. That comes off just like that. Got the spring, and there's a little ball in there. Just kind of work it out with that. All right. Oh man, that's how you do it. They're in there. And this thing, it like starts pushing up because there's springs underneath. All right, these come out. All right, a metal plate that sits in here. There's an O-ring here. These things come out, these little dowels, I guess you would call them. And then this thing lifts up and off, and all those springs fall out like that, but it's not a super big deal. All right. So this thing moves, it's attached to this lever here. So you just, this comes out. There's one piece there. And then there's this piece. The little balls don't fall out, so you don't have to worry about that. And then there is a bottom piece in here too, but it moves around, but I guess the suction of the liquid, it keeps it. I don't think I took it out of the other one. I think I just left it there because it's not, we're not going to be messing with it anyways. This whole thing comes out. This square thing, like this. All right. And then there's these, I don't know what them things are. They pop out, but we're not replacing those. This little square thing comes off of the lever there. This actually comes out the other end, so we have to push this down and out. So on the other, see, this is what we're trying to get out, is this this seal here. But it comes out this way, and you hit it from this way to get it out, but there's a snap ring right there. I don't have a pair of snap ring pliers that is the right size for this. And so these, I filed down the little tips, but they're still, these are bigger. If you have snap ring pliers that fit, this is gonna be real easy for you. Otherwise, you're gonna look like me. Ah, there we go. All right, so now that that's out, we can flip it back over. There it goes. I think I felt it move. Yeah, there it is, okay. All right, so that just pushes through, comes out the bottom, and then it's got this bearing, but this is the seal that we're trying to place, this one on the end. So this is the one that I think is worn and leaking. So this arm has to come off because there is a seal in there. There it is. And then this pushes to the inside and comes out. Retaining ring with these little, I don't know, teeth on it. And this is the seal here. They push in pretty easy. They don't, it's not really hard to get them in there. And the retaining ring, I don't know the proper way to put this in there, but I just pushed it in before. This comes back through from the inside, like so. Okay, we gotta replace this seal here, which should be, see, they give you this one too, but this one doesn't really go to anything. So that's gonna slide over there. this gets replaced. I'm gonna replace the O-rings on these fittings here. All right, yeah, see there's an O-ring right on the back there. See, it just broke. Yeah, that thing is hard as a rock. All right, did those. There's a little Allen wrench thing here. Alright, this one's just a plug, but I put another O-ring on it just in case. There's another Allen thing here. Yeah. Actually, there's more stuff than that. That thing. That goes on the end of there just like that. But there's an O-ring right here. And this one's also hard as a rock. So I'm gonna go very slowly. That was on there. Got an O-ring and then one of those little white plastic washers or spacers or whatever they're using it for. This has a seal in it right here. There it is. Alright, so this should go right up in here. They give you a new snap ring. There we go. There we go, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna be buying some snap ring pliers. Let's get some new O-ring. This little square thing goes on this lever. This, you basically just drop it down in there, and then the square on that thing goes in this groove here. Ah, got it, yes. Okay, put the bearings back in. Top part of that. You put the spring in here, like that, and these stick out like that. All right, so you get them in there like that. And this is kind of hard too. So there's splines in here that so it has to be rotated the right way, and then also you can't let these fall out. So, and it sits on that wobble plate. See, that's not good. I gotta pull it back out. What happens is these things, if they fall out, they fall to the side, and they don't want to go down in this hole. I think they're all in. I think I just gotta get there it is, okay. Had to get the splines lined up. I feel like we're missing something, maybe not. Dowels that go in here, they actually keep this from spinning because it sits in those little grooves. All right, this goes back on top. Got to make sure we look at our marks. I put the mark right there. It's right here, so it goes on like this. So this, the dowel's got to line up as well. There, and there's the springs. Okay. Okay. That made that. Pretty good. That's about all I would have done. Okay. Okay, cool. Little ball that goes in the larger of these two holes right there. The spring goes right on top of it. And then this is the one that they did not give me. They did not replace this O-ring, so I don't even have anything that's similar that would even remotely fit. So I'm just gonna reuse the old one. Now with this thing here, you gotta get these things in the right spot. See, this goes over those splines there, this little star thing. This goes over top of that. This thing is like off-centered. I think it goes like that. It's not perfectly, it has to be over to one side, so. All right, I actually got that the first time, look at that. Got these two guys here. Goes back on there. You know, this piece and that. And that's pretty much it. That thing's rebuilt.
All right, I'm gonna change this hydraulic oil filter and the hydraulic oil. I believe you just take the filter off and let it all drain out there. The filter's right down there. So it's real easy to get to without all the motors and pumps here. Get this off by hand. Oh yeah, barely on there. That's nice. Pretty sure the filter's not supposed to be finger tight. All right, that seems like it's draining out. All right, there's also these strainers here. Oh, they're also hand tight. That's nice. These are like in line, I guess. There's nothing in there though. They look clean. There's probably not a whole lot of hydraulic oil left in this thing because I took all the pumps and everything out, and I feel like that's where the majority of the oil stays. All right, put the strainer back on. Okay, that one's on. Oil's still draining out a little bit, slowly. Go get the strainer on the other side. Let's see, is this one gonna be finger tight? Yup. I don't know how people get away with running things with nothing tight. I mean, that one's perfectly clean too. Alright, this needs to point this way. This goes on here. Alright. Come on. Oh. right, now the two hoses that hook to the top, they go to the pump. To the motor, rather. The drive motor. So I've got to put that in, and then we can run the hoses over to that. All right. These things are rebuilt. It's like 350 bucks each at the hydraulic shop, but they have new seals all the way through. It should be good to go. All right, that's good. I'm gonna make sure this thing doesn't hit anything, like it's hitting this hose right here. I wonder if that should have been up in the air, away from this. This fan is gonna come right into contact with that. There we go. Aim it up and out of the way. All right, now that fan won't hit that. All right, that's really good. All right, no obstructions, it's not hitting anything. Alright, there's the hydraulic lines all on that side. I think everything over here is hooked up as far as hydraulics go. This cavity over here is bigger. I think it didn't have nearly as much trouble as the other side getting it up there. I got a new fan for here. I guess the new ones are black. This ratchet doesn't have quite enough teeth to make this easy. Not hitting anything. It's close to that though. Like real close to that. Not really. I'll just keep it like that, I guess. No, they both just want to go on that one. They don't want to go on. They don't want to go on this one. All right, I got those hoses in. I had to fight with them, and I crisscrossed them because they would not go just, you know, straight to the other fitting. They had the crisscross in the middle. So I'm hoping that's right. If not, I can switch them, but that's the only way they wanted to go. All right, there we go. Right here. That does not want. It's like the same size. Dang it. That one works. Pretty sure this thing takes 5 quarts. looks good. Straight up to there. What is that? I think that's the full mark, but also the pumps have not run or anything, so I imagine that'll suck down a little bit once it starts running. All right, good. Just wanted to do that before I forget. I've got a new belt for this. So this is the belt that connects to the clutch. It runs, kind of inverts itself and runs underneath, and then it drives the deck. And the reason I'm replacing it is somewhere is there's a little chunk out of it, or more than a little chunk. I may have moved it, but I'm gonna take that off, figure out how to take it off, and put a new one on there. All right, here's the belt right here, this long one that runs back. But look how it's caught on that. See that little piece that comes up there? It's rubbing. I mean, it's clearly, that thing is kicking the belt over and it's rubbing, you can tell. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be on the inside of that thing. All right, I'm at the back again. I think I gotta loosen this. This must be the tensioner, because see how it has some springy on it? I wonder if I just push this up. What if I just jack this thing up and then pull the belt off? Just put a piece of metal there. Aha! This thing's gonna come flying out of there, huh? There we go. There's the old belt. Get that out of the way. And I guess we could pull it out the front. Alright, there's the belt, easy as that. Oh, right there, see? A big old nick out of it. So I figure while I'm doing all this, I'll replace it. Alright, new belt. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, it's now, without it going around that thing, it's a straight shot back here. So it's not rubbing anymore. This is correct. I'd be very surprised if it's supposed to rub on that thing. Alright, it goes up. Right there on the clutch. I knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, this belt's quite a bit tighter. Got it, there it is. Whew! Gotta plug this little guy back in. And now we can start putting this stuff back together. Alright, this goes up over here. Over this one. And then this just gets hooked on that little thing there. Right there. Alright. skid plates are on. All right, I'm gonna try to drain the coolant and put new in. This little valve here will do it. Let's see. Yeah, just slowly. I opened the radiator cap. Oh, there it goes. Okay, you gotta open it a lot to where this thing almost feels like it's gonna fall out. All right, I also got a new clamp for this. All right, that's good. Alright, the parking brake kinda works. It's just a weak parking brake. Alright, let's do the other side. She is. All right, back down on all four wheels. All right, well, I got this thing put back together last night. Wasn't real interesting, just a lot of finding nuts and bolts for all these panels. Which also, there's like, I don't know how many panels here, but I feel like that could have been simpler. But anyways, it's all back together. Everything, I took it out last night and I mowed with it for a little bit. And everything works great. It cuts awesome. Just the roll bar. There it is. It's pretty dirty. The inside one never really gets dirty too much. Looks clean inside otherwise. Cool. Let's see if this thing will start. It wouldn't start earlier, but hoping maybe it was just a dead battery. Getting nothing now. The light for the parking brake works. I also have no way to adjust the deck up and down. That was working before and it's not now. Lights still work. Well, that one doesn't. All right, it won't start now.
I thought I was gonna cut the grass today. I guess that was me being stupid. Oh, there it is. It's not a real good connection there. I guess that's the issue. But I doubt that's why it wouldn't start. No. 12.6 basically, 12.59. That should fire right up. There's no sensor on the seat, right? Alright, I've been messing around with this thing and I think I found the issue. So I traced the signal wire from the starter back over here. And basically the signal wire is not getting any signal. That's why the starter's not moving. And in between the ignition and the signal wire for the starter is this relay, and it goes into this relay, and there's a 30 amp fuse here that's not blown, but this is the relay and this is where it plugs in, and this is the 12 volt DC relay. And I imagine what happens is you turn the key, this relay switches power over to the starter and starts it. But this thing is not working, and I'll show you how I figured that out. This relay, when you jump power to, what is it, 85 and 86, it's these two outside ones. There's 3 other prongs on this thing, and by default with no power, there's continuity between this one and this one. And I can hear my meter over there beeping. It's not very loud because it needs a battery. Now, when you apply power to these 2 outside ones, it's supposed to switch, but from that one to connect these 2 outside ones. And that's what triggers the starter. And that is what is not working. All right, so when we touch this, we should get a click. Nothing, it's dead. So I'm thinking I'm gonna need to get one of these. This may not be the whole problem, but it's at least part of the problem, I think. Also, the deck, raising it up and down, all it is this ground wire is disconnected from the switch here. And it's not long enough to reach unless this thing is rotated back down. So as soon as you rotate it, it unplugs, which is why it stopped working immediately after I did that the first time. So all that needs to work is for this ground wire to be plugged in. And I just looked and saw there was like a perfectly clean stud down there, and then this thing here hooked it, nothing. And I was able to hook them together and the thing works perfectly. So that is that. All right, I just went down to the auto parts store and got another relay. Let's see if this solves the problem. Figure out which way, there it is. All right. New relay installed. Ha-ha! Still not starting though. All right, well now it starts. So that's good. The coolant light's back on though. So I'm not sure what to do with that stupid thing. But all right, cool, it starts now. It was a relay. All right, I don't know what to do about the coolant or the temperature light. It's back off now, so I almost think it's something wrong with the temperature gauge, because the gauge is what runs the light, and sometimes it's giving the light the wrong information, I guess. But I'm not gonna mess with that anymore right now. But right now I gotta extend this wire because this has to plug into the back of the switch that controls the deck adjustment, and it is too short. I feel like somebody's done some rewiring in here at some point. All right, this just goes on the back of the switch. All right, that's on there. And now the deck. See? It works. Yeah, let me put this thing back together, and it's getting kind of late, but maybe I can get some grass mowed.
Shippy. See the boy? Yeah. That's a good pull. What you think of the grasshopper, huh? Yeah. Alright, so I cut a little bit last night, probably 45 minutes or so. Everything went really well. The temperature light never came on. It stayed at temperature. You know, no issues. It cut beautifully. The only issue is there was a small vibration up here. It was over on this side and just kind of intermittently, just like a small, like maybe a second, just a split second or maybe a second, you'd hear a vibration or like a grinding noise up here. And I think it's possibly one of the bearings in here. There is just a slight amount of play, like if I grab this blade here, just, I don't know if you can tell even, it's so small, but this spindle's just shaking just ever so slightly. Hopefully if I put some grease in there, it'll tighten this bearing up a little bit, and we'll see if that solves the issue. And the grease fitting is right there. I assume that's going in there somewhere. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It came out the bottom. Okay. Whew, that one was thirsty, man. Look under here, you can see where the grease came out around the bottom of the blade here. There it is, finally. That one was really thirsty too. That was probably the problem. Yeah, see now if I take in, this one had some play in it too, but if I grab this blade and pull it up and down, there's zero play in that now. Because the grease is packed in there where it should be. So awesome. It's a little bit further back up under, and see this won't fit. See this is just a regular grease coupler, but I don't think it is locking on all the way. Maybe it is. Now see, it shoots out the side. I can't get it to go. Could be clogged, I guess, but it could also be this gun not latching on there. And I can't really adjust the angle up and down because it's so tight. Yeah, see, that's just shooting grease everywhere. That's not working. All right, this is the needle style fitting, or coupling rather. So just curious if I can push it through and maybe get grease in that way. It's still not coming out the bottom, but it did take quite a bit. All right, I'm gonna it could probably take more. I just can't get it in there, but I'm going to look for a more narrow grease coupler that might get in there and lock on that a little better, because the needle is working, but not the best. It needs a little bit more oomph to push it out of there. But I think that's good enough to mow. Right down in here. See the hourglass? Looks like that, doesn't it? See that right there? Black Widow. So far she hasn't bothered me, so I'm just gonna leave her there until she moves on. And you don't put gas in it no matter what the cap says. Right, Gino? Yeah, don't put gas in it. It won't run on gas. Not very well. All right, let's get to cutting. We got a lot of grass to mow here. All right, well, it's a few days later. The mower worked well. Cut's really nice, and the grass is mowed, so looks a lot better. I hadn't mowed in about a month. I was determined to mow with that mower and not go back to the tractor, and then I had to wait for parts and stuff, so it took a little longer than I wanted it to, but man, it looks good now. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be using to mow from here on out. All right, check this out. I just finished making this canopy thing here for the Grasshopper. I just used some old wood that was laying around and some Tyvek, and you know, just did what I knew how to do. But this should keep the sun off me.
And that's really all I was trying to do. It's not meant to be like rainproof or anything. But I kind of sandwiched it on there with that, and it's solid. It's not, you can't get it off of there. So yeah, it'll be nice to be out of the sun. Hopefully this works. And I was looking at like buying one that's actually made for this, and they're ridiculously expensive. It's just too much. And this will work just fine, and it was basically free. I used scrap wood and junk and a roll of Tyvek I had up there. So I guess the Grasshopper is now sponsored by Lowe's, apparently. So all right, cool. Well, the grass is growing. I'm going to be cutting with this thing again here shortly. So everything's been going pretty good with it so far. All right, well, I've been mowing for about 2 summers with this mower. Everything's been going great, no real issues. It is so much faster than using the tractor with the, I had a John Deere 950 with a pull behind finish mower. And man, this thing knocks off probably 2 hours of mowing time. I've got, I think it's about 5 acres that I mow. I've got 10 acres, but the back, the neighbor's cows take care of that. But the part that I mow is like 5 acres. And man, I save probably 2 hours every 2 weeks during the summer mowing with this thing. So it's great. My canopy is holding up well. It's gotten a little loose, just because I've run it into the trees over there so much. But you know, it's one of those things where like if it breaks, I'll just fix it. It's not like, you don't get super upset if it breaks. I just stapled a new layer of Tyvek on top for this summer, and yeah, everything's great with that. It works. I mean, I don't know how it could work any better, and I didn't have to pay hardly anything for it, so that's awesome. But yeah, this thing is just, it's built like a tank. I don't know what gauge steel is down here, but this deck is just so thick and beefy. I mean, some other mowers I've seen, it's real thin, you know, metal on the deck. This thing's just like everything is just built so tough. Like, I have no doubt I could pick this thing up with the skid steer from these arms here, and it would be perfectly fine. Like, this thing is just, it's very well put together as far as like the frame. The only thing I'd like to see like this stuff. I'd like to see this stuff a little bit done a little better, because there's all these panels. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels back here, and they're all kind of just like bolted to each other. And this whole thing, like, look, this one's backing out, but this whole thing just, it's not real. I wish there was just like a one-piece cover that you could just put on and pull off. That would be, I feel like that'd be better than this. And in fact, I took the one back here off because this one, it just rattled so much. They attach it with like these bungee cords, and the one over there broke off. It rattled so much, I just took it off. I think it's up in the shop somewhere. I got tired of fooling with it. But other than like little stuff like that, the mower's been great. So I did film some other stuff with this mower, but I had some sort of memory card issue, or I don't know what happened, but I've lost footage from this project and a few other projects. I didn't really do much else with this as far as repairs, but I did have a bunch of video footage of me mowing, some drone footage, stuff like that. But it is gone, and I do not know where it went. But basically, I put a tube in that tire that went flat, put new blades on it, and the issue with, so remember in the first part of the video where every time I would put these in and I'd start to drive, it would shut off? The issue was this parking brake. So there is a safety interlock switch right there. You can see that where the lever pushes that button right there. And it's something with that thing, because I eventually figured it out. It wouldn't start, and I would just mess with this kind of like that, and I could get it to start. So that was the issue with that. I haven't fixed it yet, because I just kind of leave the parking brake alone, and I haven't had an issue with it lately. So that probably needs to be fixed eventually, but it's working for now. So just in case you're wondering, I don't think I addressed it in the video, or I did and I lost the footage, whatever happened. So that's that. Also, the grease gun coupler, to get to that grease fitting right there, I did get one that fits, and I'll show you what I bought. All right, this is the coupler that I got, and this thing actually works. It's basically a Chinese knockoff of the Lock and Lube. I think that OKY, I think that's the brand name. I got it off Amazon, but this is it right here. And I mean, it says USA patent on it. I don't know if that means anything with this stuff from China, but it fits better because this part, like this part here, is much thinner than the Lock and Lube. So I've been using this one ever since. In fact, I don't even know where the Lock and Lube is at. Right, Shep? We don't know where it's at because I've just used this one ever since. It works just as well. And man, I think it's like half the price of the Lock and Lube too. You'd have to check, but I mean, I bought it like a year ago. But yeah, you can get one. This one fits under the pulley, no issues, and I use it for everything now. I've never gone back to the Lock and Lube. All right, that's gonna be it for the Grasshopper 428D. Now, when I was looking for all the long lost footage on this mower that I shot, I found some other videos that didn't really fit anywhere. So since this video is not quite long enough, I'm gonna show you those now. Right, Shep? Yeah, that's a good boy. Look, he's got, in case you're wondering, he had a wound here. It's healed up now, but they had to shave it to give him stitches. Because of Gino. Him and Gino were playing rough. Yeah. Gino's got teeth that are like, I don't know, they gotta be like 1.5 inches long. Right, Gino? How big are your teeth, buddy? How big are your teeth? Let's see. Look at those teeth. Look at those teeth. Big old shepherd teeth. Yeah, so they were playing rough, and when one of them teeth gets hooked and they pull, it rips. So yeah, that's why Shep's got the little shave spot on the side of him. But anyways, on to the random videos.
MERICA! Yeah!